friends, welcome back to Science in My Kitchen. Today we are going to be doing another experiment, and I want to remind you before we get started about some of the vocabulary that we have been learning as we've been learning the scientific method this week doing experiments. So remember, we've been talking about the word materials, or the things that we need for our experiment. We learned that new big word called a hypothesis, which is a guess or a prediction. We talked about the word procedure, or steps that we have to follow in an experiment. And we also talked about the word conclusion, or the answer that we come to at the end of our experiment that tells us if our prediction was right or wrong. So today we are going to be doing another experiment called Getting Your Eggs in a Row. And we are going to be learning about the difference between weight and mass. Do you know the difference between weight and mass? What is something we might use to weigh something or somebody? That's right, a scale. We would use a scale. And today we're going to be using a scale too, but it's a little bit different than the kind of scale that you step on at the doctor's office. It's a kitchen scale. And in order to know the difference between weight and mass, with mass, it is something that we can see with our eyes and how big it is. But a big thing doesn't necessarily mean that it weighs a lot. So that's what we're going to be exploring today in our experiment. And we are going to be using this worksheet called Getting Your Eggs in a Row. So if you could grab that out, then we'll talk about the materials. Okay, boys and girls, so some of the materials that we're going to be using for our experiment today are down below. We are going to be using some jelly beans. We've got Play-Doh and some slime, a peep, some rocks, some puff balls, and then I've got 6 plastic eggs. Notice, boys and girls, how all the plastic eggs are the same size or mass, okay? Notice that the size of the objects that's going to go inside of the plastic eggs is different. Also, the weight of each of these items is going to be different as well. One of the materials we're going to be using for this project is my kitchen scale. And what we're going to be doing is I'm going to put these items inside of the plastic eggs, and we're going to weigh them on the scale. But before we do that, I want for you guys to think about these objects, and I want for you to use your sheet here with some crayons, and I would like for you to please draw your prediction of the eggs in order from lightest to heaviest. So do you think that the item that's going to go in the pink egg is the lightest? Or maybe the Play-Doh in the green egg? Or the slime in the blue egg? Or the peep that's going to go in the orange egg? Or the rocks? Do you think those will be the lightest? Or what about the puff balls? So I want for you to take a few minutes with your crayons, and you're going to draw the colored eggs in order from lightest, starting at the left side of your paper, working your way to the heaviest on the right side of your paper. So I'll give you a minute to do that now, and then we're going to actually weigh the items. Okay, so you should have made your prediction now, and I have put all the items inside each of their plastic eggs. Now I'm going to take them one at a time, and we're going to put them inside of the portion scale. Remember, inside the pink one was the jelly beans. So we're going to see how much that one weighs. Oh, it hardly moved, just a little bit. That one says just about 3/4 of an ounce. So we are going to write just under our pink egg, wherever you put that on your prediction sheet, how much those jelly beans weigh. 3/4 of an ounce means not quite 1 ounce. So that was just under 1 ounce for our pink egg filled with jelly beans. We are weighing in ounces, which are less than pounds, boys and girls. So these items aren't very heavy. Okay, now we're going to weigh the green egg. And remember, inside the green egg was the Play-Doh. What does our scale say? It's pointing right at the 2. So the Play-Doh, we're going to write 2 ounces. Notice I'm writing the letters OZ. That's an abbreviation for ounces, or a short way to write ounces. All right, so was the green one lighter or heavier than the pink one? That's right, the green one is heavier than the pink one. All right, now we're going to check out the blue egg. Remember, inside the blue egg was our purple slime. Let's see how much that weighs. Ooh, the slime is just about 1 1/4, so 1 1/4 of an ounce. So that means just over 1 ounce for our slime. Okay, let's see here. Inside of our orange egg, that was our peep. Let's see how heavy or how much our peep weighs. Oh, it hardly moved, just a little bit. That one weighs 1/2 of an ounce. So 1/2 of an ounce. Ooh, this is getting challenging. Is that smaller or bigger than the blue egg? Yep, that one's smaller. Is it smaller or bigger than the green egg? Yes, it's still smaller. Ooh, what about the pink egg? Those weigh really close to the same size. The pink egg with our jelly beans inside is heavier than our peep. But isn't that silly? Because the jelly beans are smaller than the peep, but they still weigh more than the peep. That's interesting. Okay, let's check out our red egg. Remember, this was our rocks. Let's see how much those weigh. Oh, those are heavy. Let's see here. Almost 3 ounces. That one weighs 2.5 ounces with our rocks. Did you guess that that one would be the heaviest or the lightest? What did you think about the rocks? Okay, we have one more egg. It's our yellow one. Where did you predict the yellow one would go? Remember, this one has our puff balls in it. Let's see how much this one weighs. Oh, our scale hardly moved. That one is only 1/4 or 1/4 of an ounce. That's hardly anything. So now we need to put our eggs in order from the lightest to the heaviest. So when we look at our numbers up here, which egg was the lightest? If you guessed the yellow one with the puff balls, you were right. The yellow one is the lightest. Very good. And then the next heaviest one was our orange egg with our peep in it, because that one only weighed 1/2 of an ounce. Very good. The next one is our pink egg with the jelly beans inside. That one weighed 3/4 of an ounce, so that's still heavier than the orange egg with the peep inside. All right, moving right along, the next heaviest egg was the blue one with the slime inside. And remember, friends, that one was filled all the way. The slime took up the whole space inside this blue egg, but it still wasn't the heaviest. Its mass was the same as the rocks, but bigger than the Play-Doh, but it didn't weigh more than the Play-Doh. Check this out. Look, the green egg with the Play-Doh inside actually weighed more than the slime. And then finally, our red egg with the rocks inside was our heaviest egg. It weighed the most, but it didn't have the most mass. So for this experiment, we have learned that mass is very different from weight. And just because an item is the biggest doesn't mean that it weighs the most. Was your prediction correct with our actual results down here for our eggs? Good job today, friends. Great job on your experiment. See you tomorrow.